Hey guys, OBF back here, back again with another Vans review. Today I got a pair of Authentics from the latest Vans x Peanuts collection. These guys just dropped on June the 2nd. This is the Snoopy Skating Authentic, size 13. Retail on these was $65. Comes in this one-of-a-kind exclusive Vans x Peanuts box. So you can see we got this comic strip graphic throughout. Some of that yellow and black Vans branding. Definitely a cool looking box. Sizing on the bottom. Even came with some pretty cool tissue paper with some more of that comic strip graphic. Some good bathroom reading right here if you guys want to check it out. So I guess this is probably my favorite shoe from the collection. It was definitely tough to pick one. I knew I wanted to have something, I just didn't know what. This one spoke to me mainly because of the blue color, but also the prints I was definitely feeling. You got your basic canvas authentic here in this beautiful blue color. I don't even know how to really describe it. And to me, it looks a little bit different in person than it does like on screen, which you guys are looking at right now. For some reason, it looks like it's popping a bit more on the camera, but it's kind of like a nice muted blue color, which really reminds me of a navy authentic, but just a little bit darker. Features all these different Snoopy graphics throughout the canvas, all of them being on a skateboard. And I think I really like this design because these are like the vintage Snoopies from the 60s and the 70s, so I don't know, he just looks a little bit cooler. He's got like that long nose on there. And also I like that these aren't the Joe Cool character. I don't know why, but I'm not really a big fan of it. So it was nice to just see the regular Snoopy on there. You got all these Vans skateboards. I think my favorite graphic on this shoe is probably the dog dish one here where he's got the little checkerboard dog dish. I think that is just awesome. Sits on top of a white midsole here with the black foxing stripe. You got that red off-the-wall skateboard on the heel. Super basic and super bummed that they didn't do anything different on that. You got the standard gum waffle outsole. Insole has a nice little graphic on it. You got that Snoopy dog dish one once again. That vintage Snoopy with the Peanuts by Schultz underneath it, and then the Vans logo underneath that in red. This is your basic Vans insole, so there's not any extra cushioning, no ultra cushion there. And then you got the nice natural canvas lining the interior. By the way, this also does feature some graphics on the tongue, all over print. This is the third collection that Peanuts has done with Vans. I think the very first one was back in the late 80s, early 90s. They released some kids and some adult shoes. And there might have been customs. I'm not entirely sure on that. Maybe not, since it was a little bit later on in the game. But the graphics are definitely cool. They even had some prints on the midsoles, which I wish they would continue to do nowadays. But I guess it's not really the most popular idea. But anyways, I digress. The shoes were really cool, the OG ones that they had, and they were made in the USA, so they were a little bit different on the cut of the shoes. The second collection that we saw with Peanuts was fairly recent. Back in 2014, there was a Vault collaboration with Peanuts where they did some pastel colors. There was a pink, purple, turquoise, and then they just had like a white color. I'm trying to think of what the graphics were. They were just a bunch of repeat patterns again. I don't remember if they were comic strips or if they were actual, like just like this one with a bunch of characters on it, but they were pretty cool. I did pick up a pair of Authentics from that pack, which I will link the review to down below. You guys can check it out. Those guys are still sitting on eBay. I know I've seen plenty of pairs available, so it wasn't exactly the most hyped Vault drop. I remember that drop specifically because it was the very last drop with a silver box, and then we moved on to those new Vault boxes with the blue and the white. I think it was like that palm leaf embroidered authentic was like one of the first. But anyways, That's how I remember that drop. And then we got finally the 2017 GR, the second GR collaboration with Peanuts. And this pack is just massive. This collection of apparel and shoes. There's like anything you can think of. I think this is probably the most merchandise that's been in a collection, in a Vans drop to date. It's bigger than the Disney collection, the very first Disney collection. Well, not the first, but the most recent Disney collection that dropped. That had a bunch of stuff in it. But this time around, we see sunglasses. There's like wallets. There's beanies, slides, hats, backpacks, apparel, boxers, just pretty much anything you can think of, really. It's kind of ridiculous how much stuff is in this collection. And then, of course, you have all of the shoes on top of it being available for, you know, toddlers all the way up to adults. Lots of different designs. I was a little bit disappointed in this collection in that this is pretty much more of a Vans times Snoopy and Woodstock collection than Vans times Peanuts. I think that there's a lot of characters that could have gotten some love on some of the shoes or apparel, but they kind of left it out and pretty much just went with like Joe Cool and Woodstock, and then some random things that have just a basic Snoopy character on it. I was a really big fan of Pigpen, you know, that guy who rolls around in the dust ball. I thought he was always like the coolest guy, but I think the only shoe that I see him on is the Peanuts and the Gang collection, or the slip-on that just has all the characters on it. And I know he's not like one of the main characters or anything, but it would just be cool to see some of those other characters make an appearance on something other than a one shoe. So I was a little bummed on that. But anyways, it's still a great collaboration, and you can find this collaboration pretty much anywhere. I know that every skate shop that carries Vans is going to have these mom and pop skate shops, corporate skate shops like Active or whatever. There's going to be pretty much the entire collection available. So I know that these for sure are not going to sell out, and anybody who wants these is easily going to be able to grab a pair. The price points are a little bit high with, I mean, it's pretty much what we'd expect with a collaboration like this. Same with the Disney, same with MLB, Star Wars, any of those kinds of drops are going to have a higher price point. But I think the one shoe in this collection that really got to me was there's a pair of skate mocks that released for women, the ones with the Snoopy doghouse, and they have like the fringe on the side. Those bad boys are $90. I think that's pretty crazy. It being a shoe that I didn't even think was that great to begin with, and now they're throwing a $90 price tag on it. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, the shoes are a little pricey, but you guys can find these anywhere. They'll probably be sitting for a couple of years on eBay or anywhere else that carries these. So no rush in grabbing these, but if you guys like them, definitely suggest getting them. I think it's just a cool shoe to have, a fun shoe to have, and I think that these blue Authentics are super easy to rock. So definitely suggest picking these up. I was disappointed with the whole blends fiasco thing and them just recreating the same exact shoe. I thought that was super disappointing. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It really kind of pushed me away from that design. I did like them, but I thought that it wasn't very original, them doing the same shoe again. So that's why I went with these blue Authentics, and I'm happy in my decision. These shoes do fit true to size, if you guys are wondering. Retail is $65. You can find these, like I said, pretty much anywhere. Exclusively on the Vans website, they have some added merchandise that you guys can check out. Some other shoe designs. They have custom swatches on the Vans website if you want to switch it up, do something a little bit different. They had a cool checkerboard design. And then even Journeys has their own exclusive shoes that they always do with these big collections. So give them a look as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and until next time, sure stay tuned for the on feed.